Let's unbox some art books. It's heavy. So quick story time about this art book situation. This is actually the second package that they sent to me. So the first package that they sent to me, freaking DHL delivered it somewhere else. So like literally another random person. And the guy literally called me and told me, hi, like, you know, we got your package, right? And I was like, oh, okay, that's crazy. And he's like, yeah, because I know it's like December and some people might be waiting. This might be a Christmas gift or something, you know. Literally said he called DHL. They said, oh yeah, we're gonna come pick it up. And they never did. So they had to send me another package. And I guess some guy somewhere in Canada got like free art books, I guess, because they never went to pick it up. So actually, no, did I say DHL? I meant USPS. It was USPS, yeah. I'm sorry. DHL, please don't sue me. It's USPS. I corrected myself. It literally feels like Christmas all over again. Now, if you're not aware, I absolutely love art books. I'm a huge collector of art books and I absolutely love 3D Total. 3D Total is one of my favorite art book publishing companies. I have been collecting 3D Total art books long before I started working with them. So even though these books were gifted to me, this video is in by no way sponsored and all these opinions are my opinions. I love their books. Yes, I work with them, but I would not if I did not love their books already. I just love talking about art books, so that's what this video is about. Anyways, enough of my yapping. Let's take a look inside this box and see what we have. So in today's video, I'll be going through 4 art books, each one unique in its own way. Some are newer than others, but all of them are beautifully crafted and of course, full of stunning art. So starting off, we have Sea of Stars, the art of Bryce. When I say I gasped the moment I saw this book, I am not kidding. Oh my gosh, this book is gorgeous. The book is a collaboration between 3D Total Publishing and Sabotage Studios, the creators of the game. This book is absolutely stunning. Everything from the cover, the spine, the page layout, it's literally just a feast for the eyes. It's a collection of work that features all the concept art made for the game Sea of Stars, done by the amazing and phenomenal Bryce. Now, I have personally never played the game, but I'm a huge fan of Bryce's work. I think his art style is just so fun, colorful, nostalgic, so I was really excited when the book was announced. But what drew me in particular to this art book is the format in which it's written. It's not just your typical concept art book that features the final polished key art or concept art from the game, but it also includes conversations between Bryce and the creative director, showing their actual conversation behind the creation of every single design. So you can see the assignment over here, for example. Hey Bryce, it's been a while. I hope you're doing well. And he basically just put in some of the conversation so that you can see exactly how he got the prompt or the task. And I think it's really cute that he included all the little messages so you can see all the feedback along the line all the way to the final results, which I think is absolutely beautiful. I personally think that's a very cool way to create and showcase concept art rather than just showing the final polished key art. This way, the reader feels a lot more, I guess, involved in the creative process and is able to see why Bryce makes certain creative decisions. From the page layouts to the gold detailing, you could just tell there was so much love and passion put into the creation of this book. Like I said before, I have never played Sea of Stars, but just from an artist's perspective, I think it's such a beautiful book to have and such an informative one as well. And of course, the book is full to the brim of Bryce's absolutely stunning concept art and designs. So regardless if you play Sea of Stars or not, as long as you're an artist, I definitely think you're going to enjoy this book. If you're someone who struggles with perspective in your work, then this next book is for you. It's the 3rd book in the Artist Master series, focusing on perspective and depth. Similar to the rest of the series, this book features amazing artists like Mike Hernandez, Devin L. Kurtz, Nathan Fox, Guiz, and many more. And of course, it's just as in-depth, covering various perspective topics like foreshortening and depth, atmospheric perspective, and it even covers the history of perspective, which I think it's pretty interesting. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this so much. Again, like all the other books in the series, it also comes with helpful tutorials that you can follow. But unlike regular tutorials that you see online, these ones are of course more specific and in-depth. And each tutorial is very different. A good example would be Devon. I really love Devon's process on how she really simplifies like skyscraper scenes and like just like buildings in perspective in general. Like she makes it look so goddamn easy. Like really, look at that. Look at that. She literally has brushes and tools and jitters and stuff. And she like in seconds it looks like she already has a full-fledged like cityscape. While the tutorial by Devon is more typically what you would expect from a perspective tutorial, the tutorials by Guweiz, on the other hand, focuses on how to implement perspective into a character in an illustration. So it really does cover everything you need to know about perspective. I'm always on a hunt for a good fundamental art book, and so far the series has not disappointed. The color and light version of the series is, in my opinion, on par, if not even more in depth than James Gurney's color and light. And you guys know how much I love James Gurney's color and light. So yeah, that's a huge compliment. I will say that as much as I think the book is very, very concise and informative, it might be a bit more overwhelming for beginners as it goes very, very in-depth. No pun intended. But if you want to get a very solid and sound understanding of perspective and depth, then I highly, highly recommend this book once again. So this next book is a bit older than the previous two, but I've always wanted it ever since it was announced. And that is The Art of Pascal Campion. I'm a huge fan of Pascal's work. There's something so emotional, so relaxing, and just all in all pleasant about his illustrations. And what I've always found interesting is, at first glance, his style seems relatively simple, but yet it packs so much emotion and storytelling. I love how expressive and loose his marks are, and how he's able to capture and tell so much using light and shadows. The book is a collection of all his artwork across the years, also featuring his comic series that follows a young man and his cat sharing his struggles, which are all very, very relatable. Some of the extracts are just so vulnerable that it feels like you're tapping directly into Pascal's mind. I was so disappointed by this. I simply couldn't get physically comfortable while drawing it. I don't know if it happens to other artists, but I have to be mentally and physically comfortable to create work that I'm happy with. For some reason, I couldn't find the right position for my arms or my head or my back. Whatever it was, as a result, I felt this image was so much more less than it could have been. But now, a year or so later, I look at it and think it's not so bad. And of course, like most Art of books from 3D Total, he shares his process and tutorials as well as his artistic journey. There's a heavy focus of family, love, and capturing the simple moment that just makes this art book extremely cozy and comforting to read. So yeah, if you're a fan of Pascal's work, then I highly recommend this art book. And if you've never heard of Pascal before, I honestly recommend you check out his work because it's just phenomenal. Now, last but most definitely not the least, we have Frank Fazeta and Artist Tributes. Similar to Perspective and Depth, this book features a series of artists. However, it's not necessarily an arts fundamentals book that focuses on a particular topic. Rather, it's a collection of work inspired by the great Frank Fazeta. If you don't know who Fazeta is, he's a renowned artist from the 20th century known for his captivating and dynamic illustrations that basically shaped the visual aesthetic of the fantasy genre. His work influenced many video games including Zelda, Dungeons and Dragons, God of War, and many more. The book shares a collection of artwork that is directly inspired by a specific Fazeta painting, sharing the process of creating each artwork from the idea phase, sketching, all through to the final art. Something I appreciate is the diverse range of artists featured in this book. We have artists with a background in 3D sculpting, painting, drawing, all sharing their unique take on Fazeta's work. So there's a wide variety to admire. I think this book will be really interesting for anyone who's into the more high-polished, maybe high fantasy illustrative type stuff, or Fazeta's work in general. All the artists were really able to embody that essence of a Fazeta painting, but also make it unique and their own. But quick heads up, there is quite a bit of nudity in this book, just in case there's anyone who's uncomfortable with that. But if you've literally seen any of Fazeta's paintings, then you know that's a given. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at all these beautiful art books with me. And if you want to make the most out of your art books, then check out this video next, where I share my personal tips on how I make the most of all my art books. Thank you so much once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you in the next video.